Welcome back to comics, to Hot Comics TV. Okay, let's talk about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the newspaper comic book strips. Comic strips from the newspapers. So this is done at a very large scale. Let me show you a normal comic book. And here we go with the Omega Man again. Okay. So, you can see a normal comic book, and then you can sort of see how big this is. This is gigantic, right? This is like big book, comic book, Lobo. Anyway, I wonder what would happen if Lobo met He-Man. That would be quite the thing to see. All right, so let's talk about a couple of things about this. I was reading about this, and I was shocked how difficult this was to put together. Because this person, Danielle Gellerter, she put this together and went through like archives and contacted everybody in the world and went to India, got in contact with India for the films, went into contact with Mexico and Brazil and all sorts of other newspapers that had this on their their run back in the 80s, because this only ran for like a few years, didn't really run for like many years. I think it was like from 80 something to 80, like 84 to 86 or 87. Very short run, newspaper run. And they ended up getting Gerald Forton, who is this Belgian French artist who moved to to the U.S. later on to work for Filmation and Hanna-Barbera and all sorts of other film companies that made cartoons. But he was like, his pedigree was on westerns and science fiction. He did adaptations also for for Marvel in France, because in France they had newspapers that run comic strips with Spider-Man, and that's how the French digested the Western superheroes. So they weren't like quite they didn't get comics, they just got adaptations, and Spider-Man made it. Les Aventures, the Spider-Man. And he did a lot of stuff like westerns, like many European artists did. He did westerns because that was the thing, I guess, the topic. Did Black Lightning and all sorts of other things. This is all recorded, by the way, in the Lambiek.net. It's got all that in Comicpedia sort of thing online. You can go to it, and it's got all the information for Gerald Forton. His work is amazing. This is the stuff that nobody talks about, and I want to start a conversation. I want everybody to know about this, so we can talk about this, share it, and infect new kids so they can continue with with this madness that we love about Masters of the Universe. Because it's beautiful stuff. I mean, and he's doing his own flavor. I mean, when I first saw this, I bought this quite late. And I was shocked how beautiful the work was. I was like, oh my goodness, I wish I had seen this when I was a kid. And I probably would have the newspaper clippings. It's got a ding there. I probably would have the, still the paper newspapers stashed somewhere. And then scanned and then probably laminated. I don't know, I'm a bit crazy, but I would have done all that. But this is a beautiful collection to have. And to appreciate this man's work, because it's all his work. It's all Gerald Forton, Mr. Forton's Sadly, we lost him. He's no longer with us. And he had a beautiful, beautiful style, and he had his own voice on this, and it's amazing. It's beautiful, and I just want to share this. This is quite the thing. This is amazing work. I'll just sort of bring something up. I mean, just the way that he's elaborated on the work. Look at that. That's beautiful. I've never seen He-Man drawn like this before. And it's that European sort of aesthetic that I had not sort of witnessed before with a character. It's almost like I'm watching like a cartoon that I never saw, you know. It's beautiful stuff. All sound drawings, all sound anatomy, all good perspective. Nothing's static. Everything's well rendered. There's no shenanigans. It's all pen and ink. It's all beautifully drawn. I knocked the camera. And it's just beautifully crafted. And yeah, I guess that's the nostalgic part. I mean, I wish there was more comic books like this, or even newspaper strips. Beautiful stuff. Everything that's here's in character model, but all in his own flavor. Just beautifully done. Look at these. Just gonna do this one for this one, just quickly. Just beautifully done. I cannot possibly go through the entire book because it's just like a very large book. I'll just towards the end I'm kind of gonna skip through it, but I just want to share these. This is beautiful stuff. And you know, it's also cool. I mean, he draws He-Man, he's heroic looking. There's another thing, he's bringing Hordak. His Hordak's in there. And he's just doing it so well done. Skeletor, I mean, he does a different flavor of Skeletor, but looks cool. All in his style. Who would have thought a Western comic book artist was going to be able to do this science fiction thing? It feels to me more fantasy more than anything else when I see it, only because they got science fiction tropes on it. But other than that, it looks just beautiful. This rekindles my imagination and my love for these characters every time I have opened up this book. And I bought this a while ago, and I bought it for very little, and also and it's just like, it just blew my mind to see these. I want to share these because this is so dear to me. I not seen it back in the day is the other thing that makes it more exotic. Other than the fact it's got exotic looking art. Look at Skeletor there. I mean, these panels are amazing. Everything he does. The spaceship. Very expressive as well. And it goes without saying that the colorist, this lady that's doing the coloring, is complementing the artwork, even though when the work is a little bit darker, everything's a little bit more, what do you call it? But I guess that's the scene that she's trying to convey. But what's her name again? The entire group of people that did this is just, God bless them for doing this. Connie Scher. She's got the limitations of working with the color palette she's working with because it's a newspaper print run, but she's doing beautiful work. It's complementing the artwork so well. Look at that. It almost looks like something out of Star Wars. What what Forton is doing on this is just beautiful, beautifully done. That's the last time I do that. Sorry. I get excited, people. I get excited, and you should get excited too. Go get this book if you can. It's incomplete. The run of the newspaper is incomplete. It comes in with a red ribbon, people, for divisions of the stories, of the arcs. Every time I look at this, I feel like I'm looking at it for the first time. With the colors and everything. I mean, that's the thing that I sort of stop. The flat coloring is the thing that I love the most. Apparently, the team that assembled this, they scan the bulk of this from this couple that had this collection of newspapers, and they scanned them and scanned and scanned, and they only had like 200 and something scans of it, meaning it was not complete, and like at late hours of the day. They just did the whole day and night, literally. They were scanning these newspapers. Sometimes you can sort of see it, but they've done a top-notch collection. I mean, if they had not done this, we wouldn't have this book. And anything with He-Man, it's just awesome stuff. This sparks my imagination almost like this time when I see the work for Alfredo Alcala when he did the mini comics. Now seeing Gerald Forton's work, it's just it's the same thing. I feel like a little kid when I look at this. I just go, wow, this is amazing. So cool. Yeah, I'm doing my own divisions, people. So the story, without saying, sorry, I always make more focus on the artwork, but Chris Webber, he's one of the accomplices. No, he's the writer of these stories, and it's beautifully done. It's obviously catered for kids, but you know, he's not treating the kids like... He's treating it like an audience. He's just going for a broad audience, you know, so it's awesome. Look at this. Scareglow. It's awesome. Just awesome. Oh my god, I love Masters of the Universe. I love He-Man. Expressive portraits, beautifully done. Yeah, I feel like he's taking... Because he's bringing something from European comics. Look at this, the garb, the medieval garb that he's doing with corporate 80s chairs. Nice. Does everything so well done. Very expressive. It's on these ninjas are kidnapping people from the palace, and Adam's just going like... He's obviously always pretending to be He-Man, and then in front of Till, and then he goes, better get back to my bedroom and act like I'm sleeping, and, you know, I'm sleeping like a baby. Oh, thank God Adam made it, you know, he's still here. So, always playing that Superman card. This is amazing. This is amazing. I love Skeletor. How he draws his Skeletor is awesome. But it's something that I heard before. It's like, you know, look at this panel. It's amazing. It's so cool. So well drawn. Can't go wrong with the skull and a hood, huh? So all this is like these chapters, like you just can sort of see that chapter's finished there, and like he rescued his dad and mom, the king Randall and the queen. Just amazing stuff. I don't think I've seen Shira in all of this, because I've seen like Hordak, you know, up to no good, but also and some of the characters of the movie are appearing in this as well. I think this pirate looking dude, he's from that series. I never really got onto the movie. I remember going to the cinema as a kid and seeing Dolph Lundgren. He was He-Man, and then you see all these characters and you go, okay, so that's He-Man, right? He doesn't look like He-Man, but okay, he's He-Man, right? And then you see all these other characters and you go like, who are the, wait, what? That's Stila? Like that soldier looking girl is Stila? And yeah, and oh my god. And then Orca, there was no Orca, there was just like this gremlin looking dude, and you go like, never got into it. Never got into that movie. Now it's a schlocky, fun film. Everybody loves that movie, but back in the day, it was kind of like, what are you people doing? This is where you gotta give credit to this woman. My god, Kanye, what were you doing that day to come up with this color scheme? It's just amazing. Just amazing. Oh yeah, that's when He-Man goes a bit schizo, a bit crazy in this one. I love this. They go out in a picnic. And it's doing the usual like tropes of adventure, like what do you call it? Like Prince Valiant, you know, they go into different parts of the world, even though that this is Eternia. It's a fantasy world outside of the planet Earth, obviously, somewhere in another dimensional space or whatever. And yeah, you just sort of he's just going from place to place, and you know, it's just a lot of fun. Obviously in Eternia there's still like creatures like sort of prehistoric like creatures and dragons. It's got everything, all the best. But the craftsmanship that what do you call it, Fronton brings onto the table, it's amazing. Just amazing workload. I love the character design, how he's doing this, because he's making it look simple. It's very clean. That's the thing that amazes me the most about how he's doing all of these. Very clean, very simple. It's not putting too much shade or anything. Everything's well applied. He can convey all of that like on the frame sort of thing. He's applying his, like, the contrast of light and darkness, the chiaroscuro sort of thing, really well applied to make, what do you call it, the characters sort of complement the character's physique or whatever they're doing on it. Just beautifully done. Very expressive. Adam. Adam. Adam's always trying to hide his secret identity. Look at that. Look, take a look at this. This is awesome. Alright. Let's just speed things up. There's a lot of missing stuff that gets what do you call it, complemented by just the text of the missing panels of the missing newspapers, because they just couldn't get it. It's just missing into time. Maybe there's private collectors out there that might have it, but it didn't do that much circulation. That's the thing that's a bit odd. See this very low quality resolution here. Wonder what state they got this. I don't know if these are originals or they came from somewhere else, because Danielle, she was also in conversations with people in Greece and all sorts of other places. So it became an international, what do you call it, collaboration for the whole process of this series, or the collection of this book. The power of good is yours. Let's end up with this. This is just the most positive thing I've done today. That's great. The power of good is yours. Anyway, that's it. That's Masters of the Universe, the comic strips. Thank God for Dark Horse and Danielle. My God, I want to meet that woman. For putting this together. Anyway, so this is just awesome. People, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for looking at my videos and looking at this. I think this is important for posterity. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. Until next time, bye.